Okay, I would like to make a YouTube sound check. YouTube sound check. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, we'll try once again a YouTube sound check. YouTube sound check. Well, that works. Change, better quality, picture and sound. And, you know, in YouTube we used to do, I would put up the pages and I would talk to people. I can't do this and do that. And I don't have an engineer. Were you here when my phone went off, Hava Nagila? So my old phone, I just turned down the sound and that would be fine. Well, this one, I have to put Do Not Disturb on. And I forget sometimes. This is a high-end phone, by the way. It is. Yes, it is. So next Wednesday night we have another service beginning at 6 p.m. and we will have a kiddush for that one, and it goes until 10, but it's by invitation only. First 8 people to sign up, and I'll be sending out a notice. It's from 6 until 10 p.m. It's more of a study, like a Torah study kind of thing. That's why when you asked about a fire, I said, please no more. I've restored this building twice. That's enough for me. Yeah, yeah. I get paid the big bucks to do that. She's not here now, so how do you like our Cantor? Isn't she amazing? Yes. It's like listening to an angel, isn't it? Yeah. So I watched the YouTube replay, and she's here, and she's singing, and she's so happy, and then she see me look at him going, Baruch atah. You know, I got to remember to smile a little. You know, she's almost half my age, but I can learn a lot from her. 38. Well, I taught her that, yeah. You know, I try to help the youngsters a little if I can. When she came here about a year ago, she could barely sing, but I think I've done a good job of that too. You know, she's so young, but she's been with synagogues in New York City, in Denver, in Phoenix. I mean, yeah, she's spent several years in all of them, and her last one was in Denver. She started in 2007 in New York City with a big congregation. So, hi, Dina. Yeah. Peter's behind him. He's looking like he cannot understand a word she says. Yeah, puzzle. Yeah. I haven't spoken to him in a couple of weeks. Soon. Worse than me, but I don't think it was bad. He was feeling better last I heard. He had still had lost his taste and smell. And mine went away for a few days. That's all. Lost 5 pounds. Came back and I gained 5 pounds in one day. So, so I don't know if he got it back or not. Oh. I don't want you to get cold back here. You did? Turn them all on? Oh, a few. Oh, good. Yeah. Yes. So the one I used to turn them on, the ones that didn't have bulbs, I'd put all around the top. I'd frame them like that so the whole board would light up. But yeah, I should have done that. They're optional, Marshall. Would you like to wear a yarmulke? Marshall, when I get to be your age, I think I'll probably be forgetful as well. Try a white one. They're pretty good. There you go. Someone told me, at least I heard somewhere, we wear white on Yom Kippur. That means you didn't listen to my sermon last night. It was a trick. Hmm? Hmm. My sister posted on Facebook this afternoon her in the old port eating a great big piece of fried dough. Thinking that's a great picture to put on Yom Kippur, the rabbi's sister. Sam, how are you? Good, good, good. Sam, do you have a mask? It's all right. I hope never have to ask that again after this year. There is an alternative. If you're on the bima, you don't have to wear a mask. If you'd like to come up, I'll sit there and you can. Okay. I took all of the lilies away for your wife. Okay. Well, no, she told me it bothers her. What am I going to say? No, it's tough luck. I mean, if it bothers someone, that's my job, you know. Yeah, well, yeah. It's just a small thing. Hello, Cantor. How are you feeling? Great? Good. The what? Yeah, yeah. So the YouTube transmission did go out, came back on in about 3 or 4 minutes, but you had to sign back on. There was that 38 people who came back, but there were over 200 who watched the first one.
When I checked, as I was leaving my house,
Yeah.
I checked we were at 298 views for that.
208?
298.
290? Oh my goodness.
And almost 400 for Colnidre.
Over 300 I had. Yeah.
Almost 400
Oh, almost 400.
for Colnidre.
And now these are, by the way, not people, but views, and many of them are 2, 3, 4 people in there. So I think you're right. I don't think there's anybody in town that's having this kind of reaction. So let me see. Last year we had a half of that, and we had me. And this year we have you. I'm trying to think. What's different?
Well, also
What's different?
You're having a better streaming, more accessible. People don't have to sign in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm getting some tremendous feedback. People are very, very happy that you're here with us. And no one. Well, I did, but there was a reason for that, and it's obvious. But no one's happier than I am. This has been my best high holidays that I've ever had. So, and it's obviously it's because of you. So. Yeah, we'll do just fine. How long? You wanted to do this one, right?
Do I want to do one? Yes.
So how long will that take you?
No. I'm only going to do. You're gonna love this.
Yeah.
I am only going to do the opening.
Yeah.
And then the end. And you know what I want to do? Surprise everybody with the very last stanza of the with the angels and Gabriel.
Yeah.
I want to sing it and I'm going to repeat it in Ladino.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. That'll be a first. By the way, the sound was much better today. Just turning that up a little bit.
Yeah, and actually I was thinking, whatever they did, I think it's better that it's this way because it gives us a little more leverage to go up in
Right.
volume because before we were very limited.
Right.
Remember for
I do.
Shoshana,
Yeah.
if I put myself slightly up,
Mhm.
then I was distorted.
Right.
The voice was distorted.
I heard no distortion.
No.
And I went to the high volume parts and heard nothing. And so, I mean, I'm obviously going to revamp this system after the holidays so that next year, I mean, for the first year, I think it went pretty well. Yeah, it is 5:30, but we're going to wait a few minutes. They're coming by Zoom. Yeah, we'll give them 5 minutes and then we'll start. Is there any way to increase the volume, they are asking? Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, so our volume should be good if you're watching. If you're watching on YouTube, we didn't have the mic on, and now we have it on. So if there's a problem, if you'll send me another chat, I'll try and adjust it on the fly. The YouTube link. It's a whole series.
It's a link.
I can send you one right now. So Lenny, I sent you the schedule, and the link is in the body of the schedule. You should have it any moment. She said she got it. Thanks. Sounds good with the mic. So it's funny how that works. When we have the mics on, the sound is much better. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. All right. Our president is approaching, and then once he's here, we can get started. Is your wife coming? She's watching? Kathy, we'll start in a moment. I just want to thank you again. What a beautiful wedding your family put on in Bar Harbor. One I'll remember the rest of my life. What a gorgeous setting, beautiful bride. Groom's a little goofy, but your side of the family was pretty good, so. I'm just kidding. The groom is, I obviously met with him a few times before the wedding, and he's a very, very nice young man. All right, are we ready to go? We ask that you turn, please, to page 568. 568. We are all here because we are remembering someone or some ones who have passed away. And this is one time of the 4 times of the year that we have this service called Yizkor. And this is the one time when we can spend a few minutes and not worry about how long it takes. So I would like you to please read with me. I will read the first paragraph under "Death is not the enemy," and then ask you to respond with the next paragraph. I often feel that death is not the enemy of life, but its friend. For it is the knowledge that our years are limited, which makes them so precious. It is the truth that time is but lent to us, which makes us, at our best, look upon our years as a trust handed into our temporary keeping.
We're like children, privileged to spend a day in a great park, a park filled with many gardens and playgrounds and ancient-tinted lakes with white boats sailing upon the tranquil waves.
True, the day allotted to each of us is not the same in length, in light, or in beauty. Some children of earth are privileged to spend a long and sunlit day in the garden of the earth. For others, the day is shorter, cloudier, and dusk descends more quickly, as in a winter's tale.
But whether our life is a long summery day or a shorter wintry afternoon, we know that inevitably there are storms and squalls which overcast even the bluest heaven, and there are sunlit rays which pierce the darkest autumn sky. The day that we are privileged to spend in the great park of life is not the same for all human beings, but there is enough beauty and joy and gaiety in the hours, if we will but treasure them.
Then for each of us, the moment comes when the great nurse, death, takes us by the hand and quietly says, "It is time to go home. Night is coming. It is your bedtime, child of earth. Come, you're tired. Lie down at last in the quiet nursery of nature and sleep. Sleep well. The day is gone. Stars shine in the canopy of eternity." On page 569, Adonai ma'adam v'teda'ehu, be'enosh v'tachashvehu, Adam l'chevel dama, yamav ketzel ova, limnos yamenu ken hoda, v'nava levav chachma, po de Adonai nefesh havadav, v'lo yeshmu kol achosim bo. Lord, what are we humans that you have regard for us, mere mortals that you take account of us? Teach us to number our days, that we may attain a heart of wisdom.
The Lord redeem the lives of God's servants, and those who trust in God shall not feel forsaken.
Continue, eternal God, in whose eyes 1,000 years are but as yesterday, in whose hands are the souls of the living and the dead. In your sight, every soul is precious.
O Lord, from whom we come and to whom we return, strengthen us as we now remember our loved ones who have been reunited with you. Be with us as we consecrate this hour to the memory of our departed. Shiviti Adonai, lenagat etamid, kimemini banemod, lachen samach libi, vayad el kavodi, av basari ishkon lavetach, ki mimini balamot, lachen samach libi vayagan kavodi, av basari ishkon lavetach. Shiviti Adonai, lenagati tamid, kimimini
We read responsively on page 570. We recall, eternal God, we have come to sanctify our fleeting lives by linking them with yours, O life of all ages. In you, generations past, present, and future are united in one bond of life.
At this sacred hour, we're aware of those souls through whom we have come to know of your grace and love, all the wisdom, beauty, and affection that have enriched our lives and are the fruits of our communion with others.
Many of those to whom we owe so much are alive with us today, and we pray that we may be able to reward their goodness and their devotion to us by acts of love and loyalty. Some of us recall today beloved parents who watched over us, nursed us, guided us, and sacrificed for us. Some of us remember brothers and sisters who grew up together with us, sharing in the play of childhood, in the youthful adventure of discovering life's possibilities, bound to us by a heritage of family tradition and by years of comradeship and love. All of us recall beloved relatives and friends whose affection and devotion enhanced our lives and whose visible presence will never return to cheer, encourage, or support us. We are sustained and comforted by the thought that the goodness which they brought into our lives remains an enduring blessing which we can bequeath to our descendants.
We can still serve our departed by serving you. We can show our devotion to them by our devotion to those ideals which they cherished.
O God of love, make us worthy of the love we have received by teaching us to love you with all our heart and with all our soul and with all our might, and to spread the light of your divine love on all whose lives touch ours.
Give us strength to live honorably and, when our time comes, to die serenely, cheered by the confidence that you will not permit our lives to be wasted, but will bring all our worthy strivings to fulfillment.
Before we recite individual remembrances of family and friends and loved ones, we will turn to page 572 for one more responsive reading in English. At the rising of the sun and its going down, we remember them.
At the blowing of the wind and the chill of winter, we remember them.
At the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them.
At the rustling of summer, we remember them.
At the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them.
At the beginning of the new year and its end, we remember them.
As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them.
When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them.
When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them.
When we have joy we crave to share, we remember them.
When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them.
When we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them.
When we have achievements that are based on theirs, which you just said, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. And now on page 573, I ask you to please rise, and we will recite to ourselves silently a remembrance for each person in your family or relative or loved one who has passed away. Take your time, recite as many as you want, and we will continue together when we have finished. top of page 576, Cantor will now chant Kel Male Rachamim to remember all of those dear departed from this synagogue, Bet Ha'am, Beth El, Sher Tefillah, and all of the synagogues that have family members of the people who are affiliated with us here at Eitz Chaim. Please turn to page 579. We'll come back here in a moment as we read Yizkor reflections responsively. May the memories of our loved ones inspire us to seek in our lives those qualities of mind and heart which we recall with special gratitude.
And we help to bring closer to fulfillment our highest ideals and noblest strivings.
May the memories of our loved ones deepen our loyalty to that which cannot die, our faith, our love, and devotion to our heritage.
As we ponder life's transcendent purity, help us, O God, to use each precious moment wisely, to fill each day with all the compassion and kindness which you have placed within our reach.
Thus will the memories of our loved ones abide among us as a source of undying inspiration and enduring blessing. Back to page 577, and the cantor will chant the 23rd Psalm.
Adonai Elohim, lo achzar minot dasher yarbeteni. Yeshuvei, Yanachei.
Thank you, Cantor. Well, one more prayer before we will recite the Mourner's Kaddish. I think this is maybe one of the most important ones of all. On page 580, let us please read responsively. Shall I cry out in anger, O God, because your gifts are mine but for a while?
Shall I forget the blessing of health the moment it gives way to illness and pain?
Shall I be ungrateful for the moments of laughter, the seasons of joy, the days of gladness and festivity?
When a faith beyond my understanding takes from me friends and kin whom I have cherished, and leaves me bereft of shining presents that have lit my way through years of companionship and affliction.
When tears cloud my eyes and darken the world, and my heart is heavy within me, shall I blot from the mind the love I have known and which I have rejoiced?
Shall I grieve for a youth that has gone, once my hair is gray and my shoulders bent, and forget days of vibrancy and power?
Shall I, in the days of adversity, fail to recall the hours of joy and glory you once granted me?
Shall the time of darkness put out forever the glow of the light in which I once walked?
Give me the vision, O God, to see and feel that embedded deep in each of your gifts is a core of eternity, undiminished and bright, an eternity that survives the dread hours of affliction and misery.
Those I have loved, though now beyond my view, have given form and quality to my life, and they live on, unfailingly feeding my heart and mind and imagination.
They have led me into the wide universe I continue to inhabit, and their presence is more vital to me than their absence.
What you give, O Lord, you do not take away, and bounties once granted shed their radiance evermore.
Within me, your love and vision, now woven deep into the texture of my being, live and will be mine forever. Please turn now to 578. We try to keep in mind the memory of those for whom we are saying Mourner's Kaddish, and we begin together at the top of page 578. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbi v'yolma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv ve'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach li'olam l'olmei olamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpoar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudisha b'richu le'ela le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlomo rabba min shemaya v'chaim oleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom v'imramav hu yaseh shalom oleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Thank you all. That concludes our Yizkor service. We'll take about 2 minutes here and just take a little break between now and the beginning of Mincha, which will be at 6 o'clock. It is 6 o'clock. It's time to start our Mincha service on page 670. And we begin the service with the Torah service. And people who have the honor of Pisicha are few and far between. I will ask Marshall once again, since you know how it works, to go up and open the ark as we begin this service today. Please rise when the ark is opened.
ויהי בן אהרון ויאמר משה קומה אדוני ויפוצו אויביך וינוסו משנאיך מפניך
And then bring it down to the bima, that would be great.
גדלו לאדוני איתי ונרום בשמו יחדיו
לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח והחוד כי כל בשמיים ובארץ כי כל בשמיים ובארץ לך אדוני המלאך והמתנשא לכל ראש. Please be seated. Other than the Siegel family, do we have any Levi here who would like to have an Aliyah? Are you a Levi? We call you a Bat Levi. Would you like an Aliyah? Okay. Is there anyone here who has never had an Aliyah on Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur who would like to have one? Okay. Is there anyone here who would like to have one? Okay. All right. Vayazor again the chosim boven amar amen. Hakol v'godol Eloheinu usno covered la Torah ein kan kohen yamod Chaim ben Moshe Yisrael bimkom halevi Baruch Shem Santa Roli Amos Victor Shaso v'yatem hadvikim b'Adonai Elohechem Chaim kulchem hayom. Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Vohed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Vohed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'nasar Lanu Es Torso. Baruch Adonai Nosei HaTorah.
Amen. Vayedeb Adonai El Moshe Lemor. Daber El Bnei Yisrael. ואמרת עליהם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, Gimasei Eretz Mitzrayim. You take it. Asher yeshavtem ba lo sasu uchmasei Eretz Canaan. Asher ani mevi eschem shama lo sasu uvehu kosehem lo selechu es mishpotai tasu. V'yeschu kosai tishmeru lo leches bohem ani Adonai Elohechem u'shmartem eschu kosai v'yes mishpotai asher yaseh osam Adam v'chi bohem ani Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher nasa lanu toras hamet v'chayei olod v'otav yisraelu. Baruch atah Adonai nosei haTorah.
Tamod Sheni. Jennifer, what's your Hebrew name?
Yafa.
Yasa?
Yafa.
Yesa. Yafa, yeah. Yafa pretty, okay. Yafa bat what?
Noel Velibi.
Noah?
Noel.
Noel Velibi. Okay. Tamod Yafa bat Noel Velibi. Sheni. Baruch Adonai Barak Le'olam Voed. Amen. Take this. Use that Hebrew school education you got and follow along this poem. Okay? We start right here. Amen. Ish ish el kol she'eber soro lo sikru legalos erva ani Adonai ervas avicha ve'ervas imcha lo segale imcha hi lo segale arvasa ervas eishes avicha lo segale ervas avicha hi ervas achoscha bas avicha o vasimecha moledes bayis o moledes chutz lo segale ervasan ervas bas mincha o bas bitcha lo segale ervasan ki ervascha heina ervas bas eishes avicha moledes avicha achoscha hi lo segale ervasa ervas achos avicha lo segale she'er avicha hi ervas achos imcha lo segale ki she'imcha hi ervas echad avicha lo segale el ishto lo sikrov dodoscha hi ervas kalascha lo segale eshes bincha hi lo segale ervasa ervas eshes achicha lo segale ervas achicha hi ervas isha lo segale. Ervas avicha hi, ervas isha uvita lo segale, es bas bena, ves bas beta, lo sikach legalos ervasa, shara heina zimahi, visha elachosa lo sikach litzror, legalos ervasa, ole bechayeha, vielisha benidas tumasa, lo sikrav legalos ervasa ve'eleshes amischa lo siten shechavtecha lezora letomava umizaracha lo siten le'avir lamolech ve'lo sechalel Hashem Elohecha ani Adonai. Very good. Yamod. Ish ben Reuven Gedalia. What's your first name? You told me that last time. Yamod Yisrael bin Yomi. I know your father's name. Yisrael Yomi bin Yamin ben Reuven Gedalia Halevi. Amaftir. V'yesachor. Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Voed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Voed. Baruch Ato Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'nasan lanu es toraso. Baruch Ato Adonai nosein ha'torah.
Amen. You want to follow along? Yeah. V'yesacho lo sishkav mishkevei isha toeva hi uv'chol v'hema lo siten shechavtecha l'tamava veisha lo samod lifnei v'yema leriva tevel hu al titamu b'chol eila ki v'chol eila nitmiyu agoyim asher ani mishaleach mipnechem vatitmaretz v'yefkod avona aleha vatoki haaretz es yoshvecha ushmartem atem es chukosai v'es mishpotai v'lo sasu mikol hatoevos ho'ele ho'ezrach v'yager agor b'sochechem ki es kol hatoevos ho'el osu anshe aretz asher lifnechem vatitma haaretz v'lo saki aretz eschem betamachem osa kasher ka'a es hagoy asher lifnechem ki kol asher yaseh mikol hatoevos ho'ele v'nichrisu anefashos ha'osos mikerev amam ushmartem es mishmarti levilti asos mechukos hatoevos asher nasu lifnechem v'lo sitamu vohem ani Adonai Elohechem.
Baruch Ato Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher nasan lanu toras emes v'chayei olam natan b'sofeim. Baruch Ato Adonai nosein ha'torah.
Amen. Yiskada v'yiskada shemei Rabbi B'olamot yivrach Yerusei v'yamlich malchusei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol beis Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman koriv v'meru amen Yehi shmei Rabbi mevorach Leolam Olol Meomayom Yizborach V'yishtabach V'yispoar V'yisromam V'yisnasei V'yisadar V'yisaleh V'yisalal Shmei Dekudesha B'rechu V'yela Min kol b'chasa V'shirasa Tush b'chasa V'nechemasa Da'amiron v'yoma v'meru amen. Yamod es anili agbos haTorah v'es Simayona bat David v'matzla leglilos haTorah. Please rise as we lift the Torah. Bezos HaTorah asher sa Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Torah, 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 Torah Torah, 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 Shiva Lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Shiva Lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Shiva Lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Shiva Lanu Moshe. Hold on one second. You don't get a chance to kiss the Galila too much. Okay. Please be seated. Do you mind if I turn the mic on? You want to face this way or that way? Okay. If I don't put this on, they won't be able to hear you on the... You can just stand right there. This is the longest Haftorah in the entire book. It is the entire book of Jonah. And Steve has been kind enough to do this for us every year because about this time I usually am running out of steam. However, with the Cantor here, I might do it again after he does it. So obviously we are very pleased to have him with us, and the brachot and then the Haftorah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nviim tovim v'ratzav v'divreihem hanamarim be'emes Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'v'nviei ha'emes v'tzedek Vayehi devar Adonai El Yonah ben Amitai lemor kum lech el ninveh ha'ir hagdola ukra alecha ki alsa ra'asam lifanai v'yakam Yonah livroach tarshisha milifnei Adonai vayered yafo Vayimsa Aniyah ba'asar shish Vayiten sechara Vayered ba lavo imahem tarshisha Milifnei Adonai V'Adonai Hetil ruach gedola el hayam Vayehi sar gadol bayam V'haniyah chishva lechishaver Vayeru hamalachim, vayizuku ish el Elochav, vayatilu es hakelim, asher bania el hayam, lehakel me'alechem, vayonah yarad el yirdakisei hasfina, vayishkav vayerdam, vayikrav elav rav hachovel, Vayomer lo malacha nirdam kum kira Elohecha ulai yisashes Elohim lanu v'lo noved vayomeru ish el re'ehu lechu v'hanifla goralos v'neida b'shalmi Hara hazos lanu vayipilu goralos vayipol hagoral al Yonah vayomru elav hagida lanu ba'asher lemi hara hazos lanu mahamacheticha umeayin tavo ma'artsecha v'emize amata Vayomer alechem ivri anochi v'yes Adonai Elohei hashamayim ani yarei asher asa es hayam v'yes hayabasha v'yeru anashim yira gedola v'yomru elav mazos asisa ki yadu hanashim כי מלפני אדוני הוא בורח, כי הגיד לכם, ויאמרו אליו, מה נעשה לך? וישתוק הים מעלינו, כי הים הולך וסוער. ויאמר עליכם, שעוני והטילוני אל הים, וישתוק הים מעליכם, כי יודע אני, כי בשלי השער הגדול הזה עליכם. ויחתרו האנשים להשיב אל היבשה ולא יכולו, כי הים הולך וסוער עליכם. ויקראו אל אדוני ויאמרו, אנא אדוני אל נא נאבדה בנפש האיש הזה, ואל תיתן עלינו דם נקי, כי אתה אדוני כאשר הפצת עשיסה. ויישאו אס יונה ותטלוהו אל הים, ויעמוד הים מזפו, ויראו אנשים יראה גדולה אס אדוני, ויזבחו זבח אדוני, וידרו נדרים. וימן אדוני דג גדול לבלוע אס יונה, ויהי יונה בימי הדג 3 ימים ו3 לילות. ויספלל יונה אל אדוני אלוהיו מימי הדגה. ויאמר קראתי מצורה לי אל אדוני ויענני מבטן שאול. שיבתי שמעת קולי, ותשליכני מצולה בלבב ימים, ונהר יסובבני. כל משבריך וגליך עלי עברו, ואני אמרתי נגרשתי מנגד עיניך, אך אוסיף לך בית אל היכל קדשך. עפפוני מים עד נפש תהום יסובבני. סוף חבוש לראשי, לקצי הרים ידרתי הארץ. דרכך ועדי לעולם, ותעל משחס. חיה אדוני אלוהי, והשתתף עלי נפשי, אס אדוני זכרתי. ותבוא אליך תפילתי אל היכל קדשך, מסמרים חבלי שווא, חסדם יעזבו, ואני בכל תודה אזבח אשר נדרתי השלמה. ישוע עשה לאדוני, ויאמר אדוני לדג, ויכה אס יונה אס היבשה. ויהי דבר אדוני אל יונה שניס לאמור, קום לך אל נינווה העיר הגדולה, וקרא אליך אס הגריה אשר אנוכי דובר אליך. ויקם יונה וילך אל נינווה כדבר אדוני, ונינווה היסה עיר גדולה לאלוהים, מחלך 3 ימים. ויחל יונה לבוא בעיר, מחלך יום אחד. ויקרא ויאמר עוד 40 יום, ונינווה נחפכס. ויאמינו אנשי נינווה באלוהים, וירוצום וילבשו שקים מגדולם ועד קטנם. ויגע הדבר אל מלך נינווה, ויקם מכיסו, ועבר אדרתו מעליו, ויחס שק, וישב על העפר. ויזק ויאמר בנינווה מטעם המלך וגדוליו לאמור, האדם והבהמה, הבקר והצאן, אל יטמאו מאומה, אל יראו, ומים אל ישתו. ויסקו שקים, האדם והבהמה, ויקראו אל אלוהים בחזקה, וישובו איש מדרכו הרעה, ומן המס אשר בכפיהם. מי יודע ישוב וניחם אלוהים, ושב מחרון אפו ולא נאבד, וירא אלוהים את מעשיכם, כי שבו מדרכם הרעה, וינחם אלוהים על הרעה, אשר דיבר לעשות לכם ולא עשה. וירא אל יונה רעה גדולה, וייחר לו. ויסתפלל אל אדוני, ויאמר, אנא אדוני, הלא זה דברי, עד היוסי על אדמתי, על כן קידמתי לברוח תרשישה, כי ידתי, כי אתה אל חנון ורחום, ערך אפיים ורב חסד, וניחם על הרעה. ואתה, אדוני, קח נא את נפשי ממני, כי טוב מוסי מחי אדוני. ויאמר אדוני, ההיטב קרא לך, ויצא יונה מן העיר, וישב מקדם לעיר, ויעש לו שם סוכה, וישב תחתיך בצל, עד אשר יראה מה יהיה בעיר. וימן אדוני אלוהים, כי כיון, ויעל מאל ליונה, ליוסל על ראשו, להציל לו מרעסו, וישמח יונה, על הקיקיון שמחה גדולה, וימן אלוהים תולעס, ועלוס השחר למרחה, ותח את הקיקיון ויבש. ויהי כזרוח השמש, וימן אלוהים רוח קדים הראשיס, ותח השמש על ראש יונה ויסלח, וישאל את נפשו למוס, ויאמר טוב מוסי מחי אדוני. ויאמר אלוהים אל יונה, ההיטב הרע לך על קיקיון, ויאמר היטב הרע לי עד מוות. ויאמר אדוני, אתה חסדת על הקיקיון, אשר לא עמדת בו ולא גידלתו, שבין לילה היה ובין לילה עבד. ואני לא אחוס על ננבי העיר גדולה, אשר יש בה הרבה, 12 ריבו אדם, אשר לא ידע בין ימינו לשמאלו, ובהמה רבה. מאל כמוך נושא עוון ועובר על פשע, לשערישיס לנחלתו, לא החזיק לו עד אפו, כי חפץ חסד הוא. ישוב יחרמנו, יכבוש אבוסינו, וששליך בנסולות ים כל התוסם. תיתן אמס ליעקב, חסד לאברהם, אשר נשבעת לאבוסינו מימי קדם. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, צור כל העמים, צדיק בכל דורות, האל הנאמן, האומר ועושה, המדבר מקיים, שכל דבריו אמת וצדק. נאמן אתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו, ונאמנים דבריך, ודבר אחד מדבריך אחור לא ישוב ריקם, Ki el melech ne'eman v'rachaman ata baruch ato
Baruch
Adonai.
Shemo.
Ho'el ha'ne'eman b'chol devarav.
Amen.
Rachem al Tzion ki beis chayenu. V'lavas nefesh toshia b'mheira v'yameinu. Baruch ato
Baruch
Adonai.
Shemo.
Misamei Tzion b'vanecha.
Amen.
Samcheinu Adonai Eloheinu b'Eliyahu hanavi avdecha u'malchus beis David Meshichecha b'mheira yavo v'yagel libenu al kiso lo yeshev zar v'lo yinchlud od achrim es kevodo ki v'shem kadshecha nishbata lo shelo yefenero le'olam voed Baruch ato
Baruch
Adonai
Shemo.
Magen David.
Amen. Yasher Koach, Yasher Koach. Very good job. You know, that
Thank
was
you.
a story of Jonah and the whale, but to read it and to listen to it, you need the patience of Job. So we combine all of our prophets here at Eitz Chaim to give you your money's worth. And I apologize if you're listening or watching at home. I did not announce the page. I hope you found it. We are now on page 690. And Marshall Tinkle will come back up and return the Torah to the Ark. Ark? I live in Maine. Ark? The Ark.
Hallelujah, Shem Adonai, ki nizkar shemo levado. Hodo al eretz v'shamayim, v'yarem keren le'amo, tilad lechol chasidav, libnei Yisrael. Hallelujah. Page 694. Etz Chaim
Amachazikim bo besomchea meushor darchenom v'chol mesivot shalom Ashivenu Adonai Elecha v'noshuvo Chadesh Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem. Thank you. You may be seated for just a moment as the cantor will recite the Chatzi Kaddish on page 698.
יתגדל ויתקדש שם רבה.
Amen.
ולמד יברך חירותי וימלך מלכותי.
בחייך ויומך וחיי לכל בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב נאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבא מבורך לעולם ועד מעלמיה. יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמה וקודשה בריחו
לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה
תושבחת ונשמתה
want me to translate or just
Just is it
tell
good
you
or
later?
bad?
It's good.
Oh,
It's my
okay.
father and his girlfriend watching from Argentina, leaving a message in Spanish.
Very good.
So how international are we here in Portland, Maine?
I saw a chat, and I don't understand these words, but they're not in English. Okay. Mincha and Neilah have many of the same components, and we are now going to move right on to Neilah with a beginning Ashrei on page 762. And we read that responsively as we normally do. 762.
אשרי יושבי ביתך, עוד יהללוך סלה.
Ashreyam shekachalo, Ashreyam shadonai Eloav.
תהילה לדוד, אדוממך אלוהי המלך, וברך שמך לעולם ועד.
Chol rechecha, v'ala shimcha leolam voed.
גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, ולגדולתו אין חקר.
Dolidoy shabach maasecha, ugvarasecha yagidu.
הדר כבודותיך, ודברי נפלותיך עשיך.
Azuz yochamer yomeru, ugdulascha asaprena.
זכר רב טובך יביאו, בצדקתך ירננו.
Chanun v'rachum Adonai.
טוב אדוני לכל, ברחמיו על כל מעשיו.
Namasecha, Yasidecha Yevarchucha.
כבוד מלכותך יאמרו, וגבורתך ידברו.
Delivnem Gavroso, Ukvod Adam Malchuso.
מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. הנה כל אליך יספרו, ואתה נותן להם את אוכל הביתו. פותח את ידיך, ומשפיע לכולך רצון. צדיק אדוני בכל דרכיו, וחסד בכל מעשיו. רצון יראיו יעשה, ואת שבתם ישמע ויושיעם. תהילת אדוני ידבר פי, מברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד.
ואנחנו נברך יה, מעתה ועד עולם. Hallelujah. Now we come to page 768 for the Amidah. David Tereski, as you remember in the old days, your grandfather was the president of this synagogue, and he would auction off the honor to open the ark for Neilah. And my recollection is that you were the last person in this congregation to actually pay money for it. You'll do it again. So very, very nice of you, but I was going to ask you if you would. I want to explain that we will be opening the ark now, and it will be remaining open until the end of Neilah. This time it's only about 20 minutes. And I'll ask you to stand if you're able, but if you find that it's difficult for you, please be seated. I don't want to put you at any kind of discomfort. And with that having been said, please rise for the Amidah on page 768.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל העליון, גומל חסדים הטובים, וקורא
Zachreinu l'chaim, melech